Today's guest now is it's it's one of my favorite things to do. I told him earlier, he's like the perfect guest because we met when he walked through the door today. We were introduced via text yesterday by a guy who's going to be my guest the following week, next week. And he just was, it just hit him, I guess. I guess my guest said something to him that hit him right. And then next thing you know, me and the guest today, his name is Jonathan Summers. We texted and boom, he kind of saved me because I didn't have a guest today. So he came on today. He had plenty of time. He's local too. So super cool, not Corona, but Riverside. We're in Riverside County. So super local. So I'm going to introduce, I already have said his name. So he has an organization where he helps kids, inner city kids in Riverside, learn some things. But I'm going to let him tell you the story about what he does and who he is. And of course, I've got lots of questions for him. But right now, Jonathan, good to have you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Anthony.
And just tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is you're doing and what you're doing for the kids.
You know, Anthony, before we start, I want to say God's gift to you is your talent. And that talent that you're multiplying is the gift to God. So it's an honor to be here seeing someone multiply that talent as God wants us to do. With that being said, as you mentioned, I have an organization, Sage Leadership Academy. Our mission is to eradicate the resignation and despair in the inner city youth. So in a nutshell, we're people of value who value people and add value to people. Sort of like we're investors in these young adults.
It was something you said in your mission statement again. What was that? I can't remember the word.
Our mission is to eradicate the resignation.
Resignation.
That's correct.
The resignation, because that happens in inner cities a lot, right?
Oh, absolutely. They give up.
They give up. They resign to a life of crime. And listen, I get it, but they resign. They resign.
They resign.
Yeah. Because they have lost hope.
Absolutely. That's the despair part.
They have no hope, right? But I've said it before and I'll say it again. How do you spell hope? J-E-S-U-S, folks. That's how you spell hope. Okay?
Absolutely. You know, it's unfortunate. These young adults, both male and female, what's unfortunate is that people like to say that they know right from wrong. But Anthony, in reality, they are doing the very best they can with the limited amount of skills, knowledge, tools, and awareness that they have at that time.
I agree. And that's where you step in.
That's where I step in.
And Sage Academy, what?
Sage
Leadership Academy.
Correct.
What do you do?
Sage Leadership Academy, we teach 3 topics. Life success principles based on training from Jack Canfield. I'm a Jack Canfield certified trainer. We teach critical thinking skills based on Dr. Marilee Adams, Chief Question Officer. And the third, we teach leadership skills based on John Maxwell. I'm a John Maxwell coach as well.
Nice. And do you teach them a trade or of any kind, or?
We have a secondary school, California Smog and Automotive Institute. The easiest way to get into the automotive field is to bring something to the table. So we provide certification in the smog industry. So a gentleman could come to our class, 2 months later, they smog certified, they're out making $30,000 to $60,000 a year. And that's a 2-month investment of their time.
Wow.
Hmm.
And for an inner city kid, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, and it's legit money.
And it's legit money, yes. And there, I guess that's a tough one for you to overcome. Is yes, that's good money,
Hmm.
legit money,
Legit money.
but a lot of them are going to tell you that they can make more money on the streets, right?
Oh, absolutely.
How do you how do you uh, how do you combat or deal with that?
Well, if a young man or a young lady know that they can make more money outside of the corporate way or the business way, then we have to look at that as someone with entrepreneurial intelligence, because that's what they have.
Look at that.
So here's and you know what's the difference between a drug dealer and a business owner? A drug dealer creates a need that he can satisfy. An entrepreneur finds a need and satisfies it.
Look at that.
So what we do with those young men, okay, you want to hustle? Let me teach you how to hustle legitly, because it's the same thing.
It is.
It's the same thing.
There's plenty of millionaires out there did it the right way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, choose the correct product to hustle.
That's a good one. That's some nuggets here, guys. You're getting some nuggets here already at the beginning. Some good ones here. So now the Sage Leadership Academy, right?
Yes.
You're teaching those 3 things. How long have you been doing that?
Oh, we've been doing that since we started our school in 2004.
Since you started the automotive school.
Since we started the automotive school,
So
correct.
you didn't want to just teach them how to fix cars. You wanted to teach them how to
Live in today's life. Let me go back to,
tell me how you got here.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and I was studying Solomon. Because I was always curious on where Solomon got his wisdom. You know, with Solomon being the wisest man in the Bible, aka Sage, and that's where the name Sage Leadership come from. Sage is a wise